Welcome back, Market Snipers. This is Jesse, and on this video, we're going to discuss my top 5 AI stock picks. Some of them are breaking out, some broke out today, and some might be breaking out in the near future, so it's not too late. It just started happening today, and so we're still extremely early. And if you stick around to the end of the video, then I've got one bonus stock pick that is not even an AI stock, but they do incorporate AI into every single part of their business. And so I basically consider it a stock pick, right? So let's jump right into it. Let's look at the very first one. Of course, no better way to kick off an AI stock pick video other than ticker symbol, you guessed it, AI, right? So C3.ai Inc. is the company name. AI is the ticker symbol. As you can see, there is a nice breakout to the upside, right? Even from down here, this buy signal all the way up to the top of the wick is 103%, followed by a big correction of about 52%, and it expanded over more than 3 months of a correction, right? So it's been consolidating. It's looking like a low, a higher low, found key support at a key target sniper area, right? And here we are, this downward trend run right here. Price started to break out today. And then we had a pending buy signal. And then now after the day has closed, this will flip from a pending buy signal to a buy signal. In the shorter term, we've mapped out these targets. These are the shorter term targets, right? So even from here, if say the market opens tomorrow at $27.27, whatever it is, the very first shorter term target, 7% or 7.5%, 20%, 29%, almost 45% potential just on the shorter term targets. So massive potential. These, keep in mind, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and don't trade or invest until you feel that you're really ready, right? So these are high risk stocks. They're technology, but with artificial intelligence. And so it's technology stock, which is already high risk, right? But artificial intelligence, I feel like, is even higher risk. But with high risk comes high reward and potentially high losses, right? So just keep that in mind when you're looking at these. Now, for a greater potential, bigger opportunity, right? If you zoom out here on the chart, if price were to do this, if price were to hit these smaller targets, very similar to crypto in my crypto videos, very similar to my Bitcoin miners video, right? And my Bitcoin miner picks that I was talking about in the videos even last night. Go check out that video. If price comes through these targets and then flips them in from resistance to support, these longer term targets based off the weekly chart are a potential, right? So it's still extremely early. It just had a buy signal today on the daily chart. There's not even a pending buy signal on the weekly chart yet, right? So if price were to come all the way up to target 1, that's 100% potential. Target 2, 190%. You get the idea, right? 3 and 4 potential longer term targets on this chart here. From the all-time high on AI, the price retraced 94%. It's been correcting for 1,043 days, right? So 1,043 days, 94% correction on AI, right? So going back to the daily chart, we had a buy signal today. It is really early. Even with the buy signal, it's really early. It hasn't even hit the shorter term target number 1 yet, or target 2, or target 3, or target 4, or even the first longer term target yet. It's so early, right? So this is what we're going to be kind of watching for the next, or for all the 5 of the AI stock picks. And then we're going to show you the one bonus one after that. So let's go to the next one, Path, right? So Path also has a buy signal, right? So buy signal on path. It was a pending buy signal, but it flipped. Even though the market closes on the West Coast here in California at 1 p.m., at 5 p.m. it always changes for the day, right? So now on path, it has a buy signal based off the daily chart, as a pending buy signal on the weekly chart. So I didn't draw out the shorter term targets. I only did the weekly chart on this one, right? So if you kind of zoom out here on path, you can see that we have 88% off from the all-time highs. It's been correcting for 889 days, right? We have a pending buy signal on the weekly chart. We have a buy signal on the daily chart. So from current price to the middle of target, longer term target one box based off the weekly chart, there's a 62% opportunity, right? 143% to the second one, 195 to the third. And of course, if price comes all the way up to the fourth one, 264% potential on path. Let's take a look at the next one. This is for Unity software, right? 89.73% correction, roughly, right? Call it 90% off from the all-time highs. 714 days of correcting in the market, right? From the all-time high wick. And now here we are. We're looking at it. We got long-term bullish divergence, right? Long-term bullish divergence. And then this could be a slightly higher low. It's very close, right? And so this is the weekly chart potential all the way from back here is very close to the all-time low on this chart, 157%. Second, 260%. 339%. You get the idea. Let's drop down to the daily chart, right? So here's the daily chart. You got these longer term targets based off of the weekly chart. The U, right? Unity software. There's not even a buy signal on the daily chart yet. It could be tomorrow. It could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, next week, maybe one day or a week. We don't know yet, but there's not even a buy signal on Unity software. To talk about being extremely early, right? You have an opportunity to be extremely early on this one, right? Not even a buy signal. This one should definitely get your juices flowing and being excited over there, right? So now black line, I don't love this one as much. Just because it put in additional bullish divergence. So there hasn't been a higher low established yet. But talk about being early, right? Talk about being early. You got this long-term bullish divergence. You got a reversal candle after today, right? You've got these shorter-term targets here, right? Shorter-term targets. And if it ends up flipping bullish on the weekly chart, there's also a pending reversal candle on the weekly chart. Also has long-term bullish divergence. So there's still no higher low put in yet, which is the higher probability. But in hindsight, in the future, quick little sip of water, right? Long-term bullish divergence. In hindsight, in the future, this could be potentially the bottom, right? It could be potentially the bottom at $47 on that wick. It's currently at just under $51. A potential reversal candle on the daily chart. No, a reversal candle on the daily chart. Potential reversal candle on the weekly chart. And it's still currently bearish overall. Just keep that in mind. So this one probably add to the watch list and see how it flips around. See if the weekly chart starts to flip around, and which could happen this week or next week. And if you're a little bit more daring, a little bit more of a risk taker, if you start to see a pending buy signal on the daily chart for BL Blackline Inc., then you could probably start seeing this target, this target, this target, and then so on and so on. So that is Blackline Inc. One more AI stock. Here we go. Buy signal today, right? There is a buy signal today. I repeat, there is a buy signal today, right? I mapped out, here's a 17% gap. So price gapped from this wick to this wick, 17%. And it happens to line up with target 4, right? So it seems like there are many reasons why it could bounce and hit target 1. Many reasons why it could bounce and hit target 2, 3, and then, of course, fill that gap at 17%. Now, if we flip over the weekly chart, the weekly chart doesn't even have a pending buy signal yet. It is so early, it's not even funny. This could be the bottom, right? This could be the bottom. It's too early to call it, obviously. But even from this standpoint, from here, from the current price to the closing the gap, which is a 17% gap, it's almost 50%, right? If you eyeball test to this retracement, it's about 167. If you go all the way back up to the 200-week moving average on Veritone Inc., that would be a 400% gain. Obviously, don't risk more than you can afford to lose. These are very high risk, but wow, what the opportunity it could be, right? So that is Veritone. Now, if you're still watching this and you've made it all the way to the end, one of the ones that I've covered many times in the Discord is the next one, the bonus stock. And that bonus stock is, drum roll, boom, all right, Lemonade, right? Lemonade, what a move today. 47% gain in one day. Now, the downside to Lemonade, right? Here's the downside. I've been watching this one. I played Lemonade to the top here, right? I played it. Multiple targets were hit to the top. This fourth target was hit. Then we talked about a retracement. It retraced like 52%, and it was over a couple months, right? So I was watching like a sniper. I was stalking it. I was watching for months. I was watching, getting ready. Boom. They gapped it up on me, right? The market makers, gapped it up on me, and they pushed it up 40%. They didn't let me participate in Lemonade. However, this is just the daily chart. And as you can see, they gapped it up where there was no buy signal. And then today it was pending a buy signal. And then it started to become more and more bullish. And then it closed with a buy signal. And it closed with the candle being ultra bullish. Now, are they going to leave this gap open? Possibly, right? They might leave that gap open for a while. Who knows? Eventually, you would think they would probably be closed. It is a 17% gap. So would you wait for a pullback on this one? Possibly, right? But if you're looking at it from a long-term standpoint, if you're looking at it as a long-term investor, you may not care, right? Because if you look at this, even if it drops 17% to close the gap, right? And you're holding a position negative for 17%, does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? Does it really matter long-term? Maybe not. That's something you have to decide because you're deciding this on your own. But if we zoom out here, right? Lemonade, it's not an AI stock, but per internet sources, right? Per internet sources, Lemonade has incorporated AI into every aspect of its business. So with that said, it looks and feels like a tech stock to me. It feels like they're a tech stock, even though they are insurance, and about 35% or more, roughly, I think is what I read, is that their client base are millennials, right? So 1,022 days of correction so far, down 94% from the all-time highs down to the bottom wick here. It's not too far off from the all-time high, right? Or from the bottom. So it's still 91.53% off the all-time high. Talk about a clearance sale, right? Talk about a clearance sale. What is the downside risk, right? Downside risk is, well, it could go to zero, right? I guess it could go to zero, but it's insurance. Is it really going to go to zero? This is looking like a double bottom. You got a wick here, you got a wick there, right? Looking like a double bottom there, wick and wick. You've got a buy signal on the daily chart, and it exploded 47% today. You have a pending buy signal. Maybe it retraces a little bit and has a wick, and maybe you get in slightly lower, right? But if you zoom out here, here are the longer term targets. So even after the 48% move, even though they gapped it up. I'm going to be deciding, I'm going to be watching it tomorrow. If it retraces at all tomorrow or the next day, I'll probably strongly consider getting into it. Maybe you get it no matter what, because of the potential is so great, right? The first target is 225% to the middle, roughly, about 384% to target 2, 515-ish, 510% target 3, and 662% if this thing goes all the way to target 4. Who knows where it stops? Who knows where it goes? Thank you for all of your continued support. If you're watching this all the way to the end, check out this last video over here in the upper left-hand corner. It feels weird doing that. It's awesome. And our goal is 100 likes on this video. Please help me get 100 likes. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.